Hey guys, JH. Okay, I'm over on the practice tee today because I had to do a little bit of testing on the putter, and I had the camera here, so just thought I'd come across and just do a little bit. Davinci, guys. Getting the release to the extent that we need it. I mean, a few of the guys are saying, yeah, I can't get to the ball with any power. Well, guys, once you start that release on once we've gone from here and we've fired that wrist and the fingers and the trail arm, we've got to be firing all of this. All this trail side's got to go. We want to keep the shoulders closed, but we want to fire that hip and that foot and everything at the golf ball. That's so important, guys. To this extent. Okay, we're going to be firing here, but we just don't want to be firing and have this dormant. We've got to have that firing itself. So guys, get off that right side, get off that right foot there, get that trail hip going to follow your release. You've got to get that going, otherwise you just can't get the hand to the ball. Now we'll be counter talking by firing that. The hips are going to want to open a little bit, but because you've got your foot in that configuration there, splayed out, it won't open up. And the fact that your shoulders are closed, it's going to be sort of a counter torque effect. So guys, yeah, to get the speed, a lot of the guys are saying, yeah, I can't get the speed, I can't get any hit on it. It's because you're just firing this. We've got to get everything going. You've got to have something behind this as a firing agent. And guys, we want that low set at the golf club, but really be very cognizant of one thing. We've got to get this feeling in the golf swing. You have to mobilize the club head. Don't just get it here and take it back with the speed of the hands. Feel like that the club is really in motion and it's got some inertia in it and it wants to go back there with some force and some inertia, because that's what will create the loading against the downswing. We'll get here, we'll get that little bit of snap load, and then we'll get the fire, we'll get the snap fire. Don't just take it back like that, guys. Always feel that little bit of lag and drag in the backswing. That's really important, and I really haven't emphasized that enough, frankly. It's got to feel like that, guys. Whoosh. And then we're firing. As we fire, ooh. So you've got to get that right side really firing, or the trail side, right side if you're right-hander. And the other thing, guys, there are a lot of different ways that we can actually fire the fingers out there. With a softball pitcher, they can throw a high ball, high floater, curve ball, low ball. What I think you should try and do with your release is what I term a squash ball, and that is that with this trail hand, as we're firing it through to fire it like that, guys. Fire it like that. Sort of push the pad of the hand down, which will push the fingers up. Ooh, like that. Say you had a marshmallow on a plate or something, and you wanted to squash it. Do that. How would you do it? Well, do that as you fire the hand. Fire it down like that, and fire that pad like that, so that we've sort of got this whistling, rifling type effect with the trail arm and the trail hand. It's really going to get the club head firing. And guys, it's going to make sure that the club head is always a little bit closed or rotating over, which is what you really want. If we're going to be hitting as far from inside out as we are with Davinci, we want to make sure that we've got that toe down. Weather forecast, yeah, it's just under the surface temperature of the sun today. Whew. Okay guys, so here we go. So we're going to fire it out there. Look. Ooh. And the squash, guys. Do a squash release. There's all these variations to Davinci that you can take up yourself and you can have as your own personal release factor. Squash it down like that. The more you squash it down like that, guys, the more that those fingers will flash and that wrist will explode, which is what we want. So I'm really going to fire that trail side out and squash release it. See guys, I got here. I turn around, the club's still there, it's not over here. And that right side's fired. I've got that right side up, the right hip is up, right thigh, right knee, driving, but I'm not driving my shoulders around. I'm driving my hips out into my shoulders. Now that's probably my fault that I didn't outline that earlier on. I was feeling that in the golf swing, but I really didn't explain it enough, obviously. Because if you just do this, guys, if you just fire that out, there's no speed in that. You've got to have something accompanying that. You can get speed like that, but you won't get power. You need mass behind the speed. So we're going to, here, that's it guys, that's, yo! That's the marshmallow squash, guys. So this is a little bit of Davinci that I didn't think I'd be doing for a while, but I'm sort of stuck where I am at the moment and doing some stuff, and I'm going to be domiciled around here for a while, so there's not much I can do about it. And I did have some lessons today, and got the camera set up. So guys, that's really a powerful release. Marshmallow squash, it's you here. If we had a steel plate, then we had a marshmallow, then we wanted to squash it. We'd have much better chance of really squashing it flat if we fired that hip into it, or that upper thigh there into it. Much better chance of squashing it. Much better. And it's very natural, guys. Yeah, we don't want to get this type of, we don't want to get that look about us. I did a little bit of that when we were training in the secondary tilt, but we'll still get the secondary tilt, but with a lot of drive release on it. So you watch how hard I drive release this. I'm going to momentum it here, guys. I'm going to squash release it here. Wow, that's hammer time. Ooh, that's hammer time. That's real hammer time. That's a good thing. And when I haven't hit any shots, I just gave the guys lessons and just set the camera up, and you can, you know, if you apply the Davinci Code principles and the mechanics by the structure, by the sequence, by the foundational application effect, then you can do that. You can come back after a layoff and just smash it. I haven't hit balls for about 5 days. All right, I'm really gonna set this and really it's perfect, absolutely perfect. And I feel, guys, that the toes like this. When I squash that marshmallow, I feel like the toes like that. And if you can feel like that, and there's no reason why you can't hit on the outside quadrant of the ball. I mean, don't go there if you don't want to, but remember, there's an element of that in it. That type of swing, that type of club head application will give you that outside quadrant of the ball contact. That's a little bit advanced for most people, but that's a beautiful shot. This way. It's a lot of marshmallow squash on that, guys. Okay, just do it smooth. Just hit a couple this way, guys. I think it'd be a better line for you to see the ball. I've no idea where that camera is really. Just hit him on that line. That might be out of camera, I don't know. It just looked better, that last shot that I hit on that line. Hit a couple back this way on this line. You see, guys, I'm releasing this right side. Right side's getting released a lot. See, I'm up here, I've released all this. Alright, I'm warmed up now. I just hit a couple of really hard ones. Or full swings, more to the point. Low set. Got to squash the marshmallow. Yeah, that's a squash. That's a flat marshmallow, that one, guys. Whew. Oh my. That'll look like a pancake, that marshmallow. You can release it any way you like. But that there, that's called what I call a rifling effect. You're really rifling that trail arm, and that'll do that. We don't want that effect. We want that effect. We want sort of an auger effect. Okay guys, that was just a little bit on how to release the club a little bit differently. And really get that trail side into it. As a matter of fact, to help you, you can actually drive early with that. When you're getting it back here, just drive early with that. We've already really drive early with that trail foot and that trail hip. I actually think about it on the backswing. This is real early as a drive. See, I'm up, guys, I'm up. But see, this is still here. It's not over here. Hands are not over here. They're not past that corralling effect of the lead shoulder. All right, we'll just smooth a couple. That's the Russian shot, Fatowski. It's really, I think my next project, guys, should be a golf grip that really doesn't slip when your hands are wet. It's nice to play without a glove, but when it's really hot like this and your hands are sweating, the club just comes out of your hand. I mean, that was out of my hand on the backswing. The old Russian shot, Fatowski. But still goes dead straight. That's the good thing about this golf swing. I mean, that was significantly fat. But, and I don't do that normally, but when the club comes out of your hand, it's into the ground. You just lose your grip. But the good thing about that, because the club really is a lot of integrity in terms of its line, it still goes straight. Probably took, 10 yards off the shot, that's all. Low set. That's a bullet, guys. Low set is this, guys. Feels like the hands never come up. There's actually no bicep curl. It's actually low set. The more I low set it, the better I hit it now. because it's more in line with my normal old swing. My old swing was a no wrist cock set, and the low set here is no wrist cock. And really fire everything at the ball. Okay guys, that's just a little bit on maybe the marshmallow squirt here. To get the feeling of it, just get a pitching wedge, or an 8er, 9er, whatever you like. Just a club that you can control, that you feel comfortable with. And just hit a few shots like this, guys. Like that, just here. We're really going to marshmallow squash it. That's real marshmallow squash. But remember, if you're having difficulty getting distance, you've got to fire that right side with the pivot. Everything's got to fire once you start down. That's squashing the marshmallow, guys. Just get the feel of that. Just get the feel of that. Where do I feel? I feel like I'm driving off the ball on my trail foot, knee and hip at the ball, in conjunction with the release factor, the marshmallow squash. Just hit a couple of those guys. Now they're like half, three-quarter shots, and they're going. The wedges are going about 115 metres. Because there's so much deliberate release on the shot. Okay guys, just have a look at that. That's just another little bit that I didn't think I was going to have today. But I was here, so I thought, why not?